Good afternoon. It's October the 28th, 2015. Time to figure out what's going to happen in the markets tomorrow. Okay, looking at the F1 screen on the E-mini, we've got an outside day that usually yields a trading range. And it's okay to sell if resistance holds. It's okay to buy if support holds. So we're going to come into today's market with a seller above 2075 and a buyer below 2062. So 2060 minus, 2075 plus is where the market should look to trade tomorrow, and the F1 screen says we got a trading range facing us. Looking at the F2 screen, okay, had a pretty big change in direction today, and again, the norm is to rally it up into the FOMC announcement, profit taking, and the profit taking got pretty deep today, and then to rally it back up and close on a positive note. So we're trading at 72 right now. The market tried 75 and it held. So we know we got pretty good resistance at 75 to 80. So we want to sell failure to take out today's highs. And then if we take out today's highs, the 85, 80, 90 area. Structurally, the next stop, if we close this thing above 75, is 95. Okay, we have news tomorrow. GDP plus 1.7. Deflator plus 1.4. Jobless claims 265. And pending home sales plus 1%. That number could come in less than forecast. And then natural gas inventories probably around 90. Haven't had a super cold fall yet. We are getting some of that. So the number one news item will be GDP. Number two, just by virtue of timing, will be pending home sales. And the buy side, the breakout came from the 65, 66 area. Took out Globex. You can see M stopped right there. Obviously, we've got 55 to 60 is pretty good support at the day's low. So we're at 73. So we'll make 65 to 70 by 1. And then if we break that 65 level, I think we'll go get stops below 60 and 55 to 60 by 2. But again, we don't get a very consistent reaction to fundamentals in the news, and that's because the Fed has the government's just messing with the markets, and they're trying to do it to have some good aspect of the economy to talk to. Nobody believes that the economy's good, including the Fed, no matter what they say, or they would have raised interest rates before. But another example of what government interference in markets, free markets, does to those markets. It distorts. Right now, every time we get a fundamental piece of news, we've got to go through and say, is good news bad news, or is bad news good news when it comes to the indexes? And it's that's not going to leave us. Okay, we have the 7-year auction tomorrow. I don't believe the market will break, but obviously this market, lower high, lower low on the F1 screen, find a place to sell it. If the E-mini sells, that price point will be higher We had the auction today at 21, and so that could be pretty good resistance. Currently at 8, we've got a 2-letter ledge at 12, so 11 to 15, sell 1. 19 to 23, sell 2. On the buy side, I don't mind the buy side down here, so we'll make the buck to 04, buy 1. And the reason I don't mind is they got to move the 7-year paper. And then we'll buy 21. Well, actually, let's make it 25, 29. Don't have as much volatility in this contract. And we have news tomorrow that this market will react to too. The GDP number. And guess who has their hands on that number at 4 this afternoon? The official number. They probably already have gotten a good feel for it with their buddies that are compiling. Now, we can get back and we can moan about the unfairness and all the damage and all that's being done. But, you know, what good does that do us? And what we really rely on is that we can just read the money flow and we can position accordingly. And we want to trade with the money flow, and we want to execute with the professional trading class. And that's how we do it. So we got this last rotate up at 7, then at 5, so 3 to 7 is sell 1. And then 15 to 19 will be sell 2. On the buy side, 22 held, so 21, 25 buy 1. And then 9 to 13 buy 2. And that's how I see the 30-year developing. Boy, gold just got hammered. Economy's so good, no reason to own gold. And I don't think the retail accounts will buy into that deal. Outside day trading range, you can see this 1150 looms pretty large. So buying against 1150, I think, is a good trade. They may not let us get down there. They may not. It may hold. So we'll play in London for a little bit lower, but the market not breaking. So I'd like to buy against 50. So 50, 53 buy 1. 45, 47 buy 2. The spill came from 60, so 60, 62 will be sell 1. And then 65, 67 sell 2. Crude held up pretty well. Often we see crude hold it until we get into London, and then if it is going to sell, that's where it will sell. I do hope the low is in crude. I mean, there's just a lot of hardship and a lot of uncertainty, and plus it just allows Russia and Saudi Arabia and some of the other countries out there to, you know, continue to get funds from us as we cut down on our domestic exploration. Big market for the exporting of liquefied natural gas. It's getting hammered right now because of the lack of cold weather. And as it normally comes. And this year's an El Nino year, so it's supposed to, for the most part, in the northern tier states, be warmer than normal. And we'll see if that takes place. So we like the sell into 46. So this 46 area, plus or minus sell 1. And then 46.50 sell 2. On the buy side, 45. I think that'll bounce, so 45 plus or minus buy 1. And then our breakout down here really came from 44, so 44 and a quarter, 44.50 buy 2. And as we surmised or expected that the euro, after it was all said and done, would resume its selling. It sold not because of why we thought it would sell. It sold because that's the natural direction of this market. So selling into strength. It's a trade that is that's just worked for us for a long time. So it is an outside day, which means we have to take out the area. So we said this 109.30 area was potential support right over in here. Then it drops down to 108.50, and we're knocking on the door. So stops below 109, I believe, are within reach. So 109 even, 109 plus or minus buy 1. Market tends to make it down to 75, then 108.75 buy 2. If you take out 75, they're going to get stops below 850. Last rotate up stopped at 940, so 940, 950 sell 1. And then this high volume area up here in the 75.85 area, 75.85 sell 2. So we have some big news tomorrow, GDP, and we'll see if that actually happens. We had a pretty good day in the room today. The assessments for the most markets and the trading ranges levels worked out pretty well. The buy on the E-mini just exploded and moved higher, and it just followed and does what it normally does on FOMC stuff. So I'll see you bright and early in the morning, 6:45 Central Time. I hope you all have a great evening.